Have you ever felt lost, not knowing which path to take? As if life were getting harder every day. I know how it feels, my friend. I've been there too. And that's exactly why today I want to share with you the words of my grandfather, a man who lived to be over 80 years old and who, in every wrinkle on his face, carried wisdom that could transform your life. He always said, "True happiness does not come from great wealth or success, but from learning to deal with difficulties and find peace in the midst of them." I know things may seem difficult, and you may be feeling overwhelmed right now. But in this video, I'm going to show you how these precious tips, these life lessons he taught me, can be the key to overcoming any obstacle. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to show you the solution to the difficulties you've been facing and, who knows, change the way you look at life's challenges. Let's go! First, life isn't always fair, but it always teaches you. Do you know when you realize something you'd rather not know? Like when you find out that Santa Claus was actually your uncle in disguise. My grandfather said that being observant is a gift, but sometimes it can be done. He told me a story. One day when I was a boy, I cried because I wanted new sneakers, but my mother couldn't buy them. I was sad, thinking that my life was unfair. But then I saw a man who had no legs. At that moment, I realized that I had much more than I imagined. Life has difficult things, but it also has victories. The problem is that sometimes we are so focused on what we lack that we forget to look at what we already have. Moral of the story, getting back doesn't change anything. Being thankful for what you already have can change everything. First, the truth always comes out. My grandfather always said, lying may be easy, but fooling someone smart is another story. Once, a friend from school tried to convince me that he had found a 100-real note on the ground. He said it with such certainty that I almost believed him, until I saw his brother laughing in the corner, holding the same note. It was all a joke. My grandfather laughed when I told him and said, "People think they can lie and get away with it, but sooner or later, the truth comes out. It's like a leaky bucket. No matter how hard you try to hide the leak, eventually the water escapes." Moral of the story, those who live by lies always stumble into their own trap. The truth may take a while, but it always wins. Third, value yourself and set your limits. One day, I came home sad because a friend from school was always treating me badly. I tried to be nice, but he just ignored me or made fun of me. My grandfather looked at me and said, "Life changes when you stop asking, 'Why does he treat me like this?' and start asking, 'Why do I let him treat me like this?'" That's when I realized I was letting this happen. Every time I pretended not to care or continued to be nice without getting the same in return, I was giving him permission to continue. At the next school, when he came back with the same attitude, I just walked away and started talking to other people. It was amazing how he realized that I was no longer paying attention and stopped acting that way. Moral of the story, you teach people how to treat you. If you value yourself, others will value you too. 4. True love is not a game. I remember one time when my grandfather told me about his youth and what he learned about love. He told me, "Today many people stay with other people not because they love themselves, but because they are afraid of being alone." This reminded me of a friend from school who started dating just because everyone else was dating. She wasn't happy, but she didn't want to be alone. For a while, everything seemed great, until she realized that the guy wasn't treating her well. When the pressure from other people went away, she discovered that true love isn't about having someone just to avoid feeling alone, but about choosing and respecting yourself. My grandfather added, "Love is not just about being with someone, but about being with the right person. Someone who makes you who you are and who always respects you." Moral of the story, don't get carried away by the idea that love is being with just anyone. True love is when you find someone who understands and respects you for who you are. 5th, difficulties are the launch to success. My grandfather always said that when life pushes you back, it is like an arrow being pulled. You may feel bad about being pulled back, but this is necessary to be launched forward with more strength and direction. The difficulties we face are not punishment, but rather preparation for something greater. When we're going through difficult times, it often seems like we are losing, but in fact, we are just preparing for a great breakthrough. Moral of the story, when life challenges you, don't give up. These challenges can be the strength you need to achieve something much greater. 6th, inner peace is your best defense. My grandfather taught me that inner peace is one of the most important things we can cultivate. He always said, "Don't let other people's anger or resentment steal your peace." This means that sometimes when someone tries to irritate you or make you feel bad, the best response is to not react. When you remain calm, you have no control over the situation, and other people's anger has no power over you. He believed that a wise man would know how to choose his battles and avoid unnecessary fights. If someone is trying to destabilize you, it is best to take a step back, take a deep breath, and move forward, without letting other people's negativity affect your peace. Moral of the story: the best way to defend your peace is to not let other people's anger enter your heart. 7th, learn from others, but be yourself. My grandfather always knew that the biggest mistake we can make is trying to be someone else. He used to say, "Life is a unique exam, and there's no point in trying to copy someone else. Everyone has their own path and their own challenge." This means that by looking at others and trying to be like them, you lose the chance to discover yourself and grow in your own way. Sure, we can learn from the people around us, but true strength comes from being authentic and following your own path. If you try to be someone you're not, you'll live a life that isn't yours. Each of us has a unique purpose, and following our own path, with our own mistakes and successes, is what makes us strong. Moral of the story: don't waste your time trying to be someone else. Learn from others, but follow your own path. 8th, discipline is the key to success. My grandfather always told me that discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who just dream. He explained, discipline is what builds the bridge between what you want and what you achieve. He believed that to get where you want to be, you need to have a plan and the willpower to follow that plan every day, even when it's hard. It's not enough to just dream about something. You have to take action every day to make that dream come true. When you have discipline, it doesn't matter how complicated things get, because you know that your efforts today will pay off in the future. Moral of the story: to achieve your dreams, be disciplined. Discipline takes you further than any talent or skill. 9th, true friendship shows who you really are. My grandfather always said that to know how a person really sees you, you have to see how they treat you when there is nothing left to gain. He said, if someone treats you well when you have something to give, but ignores you or treats you badly when you have nothing left to give, that person is not a true friend. True friendship does not depend on interest or what a person can get from you. A true friend will be by your side not only in good times, but also when things get tough, without expecting anything in return. Moral of the story: true friendships are based on respect and loyalty, not on what you can give. 10th, the importance of acting with gratitude. My grandfather always said that when you help someone, you should do it from the heart, with gratitude, and not out of obligation. He taught me, you put your life in the place of the one you help, not the one who needs it. Be grateful for being able to make a difference. This means that when you help someone, you should not expect recognition or reward. True joy comes from knowing that you have done something good, even without anyone noticing. It makes you feel grateful because you feel lighter and happier, because you do not help expecting something in return, but because you have a generous heart. Moral of the story: true happiness lies in helping with a heart full of gratitude, without expecting anything in return. So, my friend, what did you think of these tips from my grandfather? Did you see how simple things can make all the difference? He always said that, in life, the secret is not in avoiding problems, but in how we deal with them. And now, you have everything you need to start looking at challenges in a different way. Remember, wisdom comes with time, and you have already taken a big step just by being here, listening to these words. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to like and share it with anyone you think needs to hear this too. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more valuable tips. Let's continue together, because this journey doesn't have to be a lonely one. Until the next video, and may you apply everything you learned today to have a more peaceful and wise life.